tell me about your trajectory in podcasting, and then also tell us about your storytelling experience, and telling a good story and hearing a good story. What stands out?
That's a lot. So I'm obviously the outlier on this panel. I've never been a professional in broadcasting, but I've been guesting on things for a long time. And when I was thinking about this, I realized I really got my start as a listener to broadcast radio. So if you don't know it, sitting in this room is one of my early heroes, Jerry Blau with the heater, who rock and roll, who would tell stories, play this music, and in my teenage head, boy did I make up hot stories. And so when you, that's how you learn to be a storyteller and start to feel the passion. So I grew up and I wrote books, so I got to interview on a lot of things. But I never felt comfortable telling stories. I mean, I had kids, I could read the books, but when you tell stories, that is scary. As we said, it can be a very frightening thing. And I thought there was something really radically wrong with my stories. At the same time, I was very interested in how people team together, how they work together. And I am a technology architect and female, might be the only one you ever meet who does both of those. And so I was working on this technology, which is not based in psychology, it's physics and systems theory, and a lot of fun. And what it is about how people co-create a story. And so that was a big theme about what's going on between the teller and the listener. And then I had my moment of revelation. So this is story. I was in a museum, and it was for one of the native tribes that's got a casino, and I think that's how they got the casino, was that they gave them a museum. And I was just sitting there, and a movie came on, old black and white, and it was a tribal chieftain with a white woman who was a cultural anthropologist, and they were walking in the brush, and he had been telling her the story of creation of their tribe. And she said something to him like, do you have any other stories? And the way she said it, it was like, do you have any other stories that you tell the children? Because this stuff is kind of outlandish. And he turned to her and he said, in your culture, to you, a story is fiction. It's made up. It's a lie. In our culture, a story is truer than truth. And that's when I realized the stories that I wanted to tell. And since then, I've been telling them in books and in blog and guesting on people's podcasts, and it's still radio.
And when people have you on their podcast, Janice, what knowledge are they trying to get from you? Are they talking about marriage therapist stuff, or are they talking about your team ability?
It can be anything. I even had a life in politics, and sometimes it's that. I did a lot of call-in shows, and there isn't any question that you could throw at me that I probably couldn't come up with an answer, and it probably would be on the more outrageous end. So,
and so when you answer
not get these guys in trouble, I'll try to keep that down. But
when you answer questions, when you go on somebody's show, do you prepare and try to make it like a little story, or you've done it for so long?
A story happens between you and the other person. So the wonderful thing about guesting on podcasts or on broadcast anything is that you've met somebody new, and if you quickly get a sense of what is their story, you can adjust your story right around to them. Like, when I get on your show, we're going to talk about a new movement. Meat Too.
Me Too.
Do you like that? He's all about the meat.
I've heard.
Look at his Twitter page. If that does not excite you, then
you're dead inside you hate America. If you don't like my Twitter.
All right, listen, Tim Sabean, your career, sir, is just unbelievable. You have done it all. You have seen it all. Just an amazing wealth of stories that you've heard. And so, let me ask you, when you